If you want to become her, if you want to become that girl, the woman of your dreams, the woman who has her life together, the woman who looks good, feels good, gets what she wants, is confident, then you're in the right place. I'm going to share 7 simple but life-changing habits to start becoming her. This is what I did to start stepping into that higher version of myself. And even though some of these are simple, I guarantee you that if you start doing these too, you will do a whole 180. Hey friend, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Jillz and I help women step into their power, tap into their divine feminine, and become their best self, live their dream life. So if that's something you want to do, you should subscribe and stick around. And in case you want more from me besides just my YouTube videos, you can also check out my deep dive feminine energy course or any of my other digital products like my best-selling Notion templates. They will all be linked down below. Now, the first habit is something that I learned from a friend years ago. So she's a hypnotherapist actually. And so she knows a lot about the subconscious mind and like transformation. She once told me that the 30 minutes after waking up and the 30 minutes before going to bed are the most like pivotal times of the day. And you can either use these times to help you or hurt you. During these windows, our brains are in a different state. They tend to be in the theta brainwave state, which is the state that our brain is in when we're in like deep meditation. It's that feeling when we are still conscious, but we're kind of feeling like a little bit groggy. We're kind of in that like dreamlike state. And that's kind of how we tend to feel like right after waking up and right before going to bed. So here's the thing, during this time, our mind is highly suggestible. And my friend says all the time, it's like being in a state of hypnosis. Now, think about what you do during these moments. If the first thing you do after waking up is immediately pick up your phone to scroll social media or immediately pick up your phone to check work emails, you're essentially programming your subconscious mind with stress and comparison and chaos. Or if the last thing you do before bed is worry about your to-do list or stress about something weird that happened that day or binge watch TikTok videos about serial killers, your subconscious takes all of that in and processes it while you sleep. It's just all marinating in there. Those 30 minutes are pivotal. What you think about, what you do, how you feel right after waking sets the tone for how you're gonna feel for the rest of the day. And what you focus on before sleep sets the stage for what your subconscious mind is gonna process and reinforce overnight. If you wanna be that girl, use this time wisely. Don't pick up your phone, don't fill your mind with stressful things, don't immediately start running through your whole to-do list. These are the moments of the day where you need to highly prioritize things like gratitude, or visualizing that higher version of yourself, or visualizing your dream life and what you want to manifest, or affirmations that calm you and center you. It sounds little, but these 30 minutes before and after sleeping can help rewire your brain and get you closer to the version of yourself that you want to be. Try it. Be very particular about what you do during these 30 minutes and you'll notice within like a week that you will start feeling different. So the next habit is something simple, but honestly makes a big difference, and that is good hygiene. This is all about taking care of your body and making sure you feel fresh, clean, and confident every day. So we're talking about the basics: washing your hair, taking good care of your skin, making sure your nails are clean and neat, and of course, smelling good. I'm not saying you need to have these intense or expensive beauty maintenance routines, but good hygiene is where it all starts. There's nothing that feels more satisfying and more refreshing than knowing that you are clean, that you smell good, that you are put together. There is just a different presence that you carry with you, right? Like think about how you feel when you walk into something important, but you know you have like really greasy hair, or you know that you don't smell very good, or when you know that you just aren't putting your best foot forward. That's not the energy we want. That's not how we become that girl. And I don't know about you, but just wearing a good fragrance always makes me feel so much more elevated, so much more put together, and just so much more confident when you know that you smell good. And that's where Scentbird comes in, who is kindly sponsoring today's video. Scentbird is the coolest concept because they make it so you can test out new perfumes every month and find the ones you love without committing to like that big perfume bottle up front right at the get-go. They come in these adorable little bottles, which are also perfect for just keeping in your purse or of course things like traveling. They have so many options to choose from. They have a bunch of designer brands like Prada, Versace, but then they also have a ton of like more niche unknown brands. As you guys know, I try to live a more non-toxic lifestyle. That's important to me. And they have a whole section for clean perfumes. So those are the ones that I choose from. But I want to tell you about the fragrances that I got recently. The first one is Vanilla Sky by Skylar Clean Beauty. This one has top notes of cappuccino, vanilla, and caramelized cedar. here. And I love this one because it just feels perfect for fall and winter. It feels cozy, but also sexy at the same time. And then another one is Red Panda by Sanctuary. And one of the reasons why I chose this scent, because this brand donates a portion of their sales to the animal that their perfume is named after. So this one helps save red pandas from going extinct. But anyway, this one has top notes of bamboo, blackcurrant, and sandalwood. So this one feels woodsy, warm, and a little spicy. They're also doing this super cute fragrance collab with strawberry shortcake, which I think is kind of adorable. So Scentbird is such an affordable, less risky, and also just like really fun way to try out different scents or even find your signature scent if that's what you're trying to do. They give you a 30-day supply of each fragrance, which is the perfect amount of time to really try it out in your life, see if you like it, see if it like meshes with your skin and you like the way that it smells. So you can click the link in the description below, or you can just use my QR code right here and use my code Jillz to get 55% off your first month at Scentbird, which is literally just $8, so it's such a steal. Plus it's free delivery and they come with these cute little free cases. So don't forget to use my code Jillz and give it a try. Now, the next habit, this is a big one, is taking accountability and responsibility for yourself. If you want to be that girl, you have to level up your mindset and your maturity. It requires self-awareness and reflection. Now, I say this as a loving and kind big sister. You need to take agency over your life and the role you play in your own hardships and your own suffering. Where are the areas in your life that are hindering you, keeping you stuck? And how are you contributing to that? What are you choosing to ignore about yourself? Because at least in the short term, it just feels easier that way. You know, you can't keep ignoring the fact that every time you get in a relationship, you keep causing fights and drama because at a subconscious level, you enjoy the chaos. You can't keep blaming all your dating problems on bad men when you are the one who continues to keep hanging out with them even after all the red flags are there. When you're the one who's responding to their texts even though they only text you after midnight. When you're the one who continues to hang out with them on their couch for 6 months straight even though they've never even asked you on a proper date. You're the one who doesn't walk away. You're the one who accepts that. So start by identifying the areas in your life where you feel stuck. Is it your relationships? Is it your career? Is it your finances? Is it your health? Is it your friendships? Then ask yourself, how am I possibly contributing to this? Now, I'm not saying it's all your fault, but how am I possibly contributing to this? What patterns, choices, or habits are keeping me here? Sure, it stings a little bit when you realize it, but once you see your role in the situation, you take back your power to change it. When my health was at rock bottom many years ago and I developed an autoimmune issue and like a whole other slew of random things, I had to take a good hard look in the mirror and say, what role did I play in this? And you know what? It was a lot. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was eating like fast food and junk food constantly. I was overstressing my body. I wasn't getting enough sleep. I was completely ignoring any little health issues that would pop up, and I would just cover it up with taking ibuprofen every day. Oh, and I avoided dealing with my own emotions and lack of fulfillment in my life by pushing it deep down and just ignoring it. It stung to admit how much I contributed to my own suffering and how big of a role I played in that. And you know what? It sucked to admit it, but also it was very empowering because if I played a role in creating the problem, I could also play a role in fixing it. And I did. Taking accountability doesn't mean blaming yourself and hating yourself. It's about recognizing that you have the power to make different choices. You have the power to create change. It's a habit that shifts your mindset from victim mode to empowerment mode, and that is where true growth begins. Another small little habit to become her, to become your dream self, is to keep things clean and tidy. By keeping things clean and tidy, you are not just organizing. You're creating a life that feels like her, and it's so much easier to embody her in a nice environment. Is your car full of trash and junk? Is the outside so dirty, so dusty that you can draw little pictures on the window? Or is it a space that you're proud and happy to step into? Is your wallet overflowing with receipts and other useless things, or does it make you feel organized and abundant? Is your closet curated and tidy, or are there just clothes all over the floor? Your shoes are just everywhere. Are there dishes overflowing in the sink every single night? Even something as small as making your bed in the morning, it sets the tone for the day. It starts your day with a win, and it tells your brain, I care about myself and I care about my space. If you want to live the that girl kind of life, you have to start creating the environment that that girl wants to live in. Start making your environment a match for the life you want. Another habit to become that girl is you have to stop trying to fit in and stop living your life based off of other people's perceptions of you, other people's opinions of you, what other people think is the right way to do things, what other people think you should do, right? Like what makes you good, what makes you successful, what makes you that girl. in other people's eyes. Let me ask you before you make a decision. Are you asking every single person around you what they think? Before you wear a fun outfit out for girls' night, do you send a picture to all your friends and make sure that they like it too? If you want something, if you desire something, do you have to run it by every other person first to make sure that that desire is valid? That it's okay to want it? These are tiny little ways that we are unconsciously seeking validation and approval, and more importantly, not trusting ourselves. These are tiny little ways that we are prioritizing fitting in over being authentic, which one, is exhausting, and two, is not the way to live life. What makes that girl so appealing is that she's not trying to fit in, right? Like, think about it. Just by the very nature of it, it doesn't make sense. If she was just like everyone else, she wouldn't be that girl. So how do you do this? You build and practice self-trust. Make decisions without overthinking and asking everyone else's opinion. Pick hobbies that bring you joy, not just the ones that look impressive. Wear clothes that make you feel good, even if they're not trendy. If you want something, let it be enough that you simply want it. No justification required. You don't need a reason for it. When you own who you are and fully lean into it, this is how you become your most magnetic self. You don't become magnetic by trying to fit yourself into a mold of what you think you should be. You become magnetic by being so authentically yourself, so tapped into the highest version of yourself that you just glow and you just radiate. And you end up attracting the right people, the right opportunities into your life, and this is important, repelling the wrong ones. Magnets do not just attract, they also repel. If you want to be your most magnetic self, which is your higher self, that means you also have to get comfortable repelling. This is something that I had to learn and get comfortable with to step into my higher self. Doing things my way. Now, the next little habit is so simple, and that girl has a plan. I'm not talking about rigidly scheduling every single second of every single day, but about giving yourself a sense of direction every single day, whether it's what you want to accomplish, what you want to focus on, or even just how you want to feel. Having a plan creates clarity and purpose. Having a plan creates ease. Having a plan creates direction. It's not just about getting things done and being productive. It's about aligning your little daily actions with the life you want to create and being intentional about it. It's being intentional about going from point A to point B. And a plan, a direction, is how you do this. Now, the key here is that this plan should not just live on up in your head. Don't rely on your mind to hold all of your thoughts, all of your to-dos, all of your ideas, everything you have to remember, all of your habits. Like, it's not designed for that. And that is taking up precious brain space. So get those thoughts out of your head and onto paper or onto a system. This is so simple, but it will change your life. A little organization goes a long way. So use whatever you want to do this. You can use a journal or like a physical planner. I use my Notion template because I just like how I can have everything in one place, and I love how it's digital, so I can have it like on my phone, on my computer, etc. But you can also just use the Notes app in your phone. Anything works, it's totally up to you. But you have to have something in your life that keeps you focused and keeps you aligned, and not just in your head, but something on paper, on a system. It has to be outside of your head. Do not just wake up willy-nilly every single day and try to remember everything that you think you should do. And a little bonus tip, plan your day the night before. So every single day when I kind of like close up shop for the day, that's when I open my Notion template and I write my agenda for the next day, and I write down any to-dos or anything I have to remember. And then I can end my day, go to bed with none of that in my brain because it's in my system. Now, when I wake up the next morning, does that mean that I'm going to follow that plan exactly to a T? Sometimes, but usually not. But it does help you wake up with clarity and direction. You wake up with a sense of intention and purpose. Again, having a plan is not about perfection. You don't have to, go to the gym exactly from 4:30 to 5:30 and then eat dinner at 5:30 and then you're gonna read a book from 6 to 6:30. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. It's about living life with more intention and alignment, because that is what's gonna get you where you wanna go. And again, a little organization can go a long way. And lastly, and most importantly, becoming that girl starts with what you believe about yourself. Here's the thing. You don't become that girl and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I am confident, I am magnetic, I am beautiful, I am stunning, I am powerful, I get what I want. You choose to believe those things first. Your belief system has to change first, and that is how you become that girl. And this is challenging because when you level up in your life, when you reinvent yourself, it almost feels like you are going against who you've always been. And that can feel weird, but I want you to remember that you are under no obligation to continue being who you've always been. and you can use that to set you free. One thing that I like to do to start shifting my beliefs about myself and kind of like retraining my subconscious mind is mirror work. And it feels cheesy at first, but it's basically where you stand in front of a mirror, stare at yourself, look at yourself in the eyes, and say affirmations and start talking as if you already are that person. So you will stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself and say, I am that girl. I am confident. I am worthy. I am worthy of my desires. I love who I am. I love how unique I am. Or I trust myself. I am capable. I can handle anything. Or I am abundant. I am wealthy. Or I choose to be happy. I choose to love myself. Whatever affirmations resonate with you and mean something to you. Whatever beliefs you need to step into that higher version of yourself. You might not feel anything at first, and at first it will feel weird. But after a few days of this or a few weeks of this, you'll notice the difference in how you carry yourself. And even for the smaller things, something that I'll say whenever like my acne starts acting up or something, I will stand in front of the mirror, I will look at myself and I will say, I have healthy skin. I have clear skin. I am beautiful. I have clear skin. My skin is healthy. My skin is vibrant. And I will repeat this over and over again until I start really feeling it. And I swear it works. But one way to bridge this gap, and something that I did and something that I still continue to do in those awkward times where it feels uncomfortable to step into that next level version of yourself, is to create an alter ego. Think of her as the version of you who already has it all figured out. The confidence, the poise, the magnetism. And then you ask yourself, what would she do? How would she react here? How would she carry herself? What would she choose to do? How would she handle this situation? How would she show up? What would she believe about herself? And then I'd act as if I were her. Now, this isn't about being fake. Think about it more as a psychological tool or hack to like hack your mindset. Think about it as like giving yourself permission to borrow the traits, the beliefs, the energy of your higher self until she just naturally becomes who you are now. The beauty of an alter ego is that it helps you bypass all of the doubts, all of the insecurities that can hold you back. And it's a powerful tool to stop overthinking and just start embodying. And eventually you won't even need that alter ego anymore because you'll realize you've been that girl all along. You're just finally bringing her out. If you want to learn how to create an alter ego, I'll tell you everything that you need to know in this video here. It's called An Alter Ego Could Change Your Life, and that's because it really can. So I'll see you over there, or I'll just see you next time in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying until the very end. I hope you got value from this video. Bye.